Hi guys, welcome to Love and Info. Boom, 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 with the one and only me, Love. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's at their highest vibration. I hope everybody's feeling well. And here are some tips of how to be even feeling better. So, plants are trendy. Plants are in. It's a fucking fact. I want to make a special dedication on this video to my father. It's just my dad that just passed away like 2 weeks ago. He was one of the huge pioneers of this whole plan, art plan, and thing like that. He's dedicated a big part of his life to plants and succulents. They meant the world to him. He thought the world was all about our creatures and our plants, and as long as we could focus on that, we will be saved. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about plants. I'm going to just throw some facts at you. Indoor plants, indoor plants. They're amazing, okay? So plants do the opposite that we do when we breathe. So when we breathe all this like oxygen around us, and we actually let back out carbon dioxide. Plants do the opposite. Plants absorb all this carbon dioxide, that is all the bad stuff that we let back out, and release oxygen, okay? I actually got this information from an NBC News article in their section of Better by Sophie Lee. She's the one that stated this, and also that mentioned that there's been studies done by NASA that they reveal that plants can actually clean up 87% of the air from toxins in 24 hours. Now, 87% of your air in 24 hours. That means that if you have a couple plants in your house and they're there all day, 87% of your air is going to be clean inside your home. And that's easier than keeping the air clean outside, you know, because we all should have trees and everything, but it's more objective to just clean our space first. Start with, you know, with this huge thing that we have of the fucking Amazon burning and climate change and our lungs dying of the fucking world. The least we can do is make our own little lungs at home so that we are okay, and we can start from there. And there's huge tips on it, you know. Not only that, but this article on NBC News keeps on talking about how not only we cleaned 87% of the toxins, that by the way, sage does that too. When you burn sage, it's not only a spiritual ritual, it's also cleansing the air from toxins with the smoke. I think it's like 90-something% of it. If not, I'm quoting things from Google. If you like look up what are the benefits of burning sage, it'll tell you the same thing. So also, it increases productivity and concentration by 15%. So having beautiful plants inside your house actually makes you think and concentrate better. For those people that work a lot and that do work at home, this is great. For me, that I find it hard to concentrate at home, because when I'm at home and I'm not at work, I'm just fucking stoned out of my mind. And this helps me concentrate better, you know? According to Google also, it lowers the temperature in the fucking air. So that's also good, because we already know that it's usually hotter than jalapenos cochi here in jalapeno here in San Diego. Some of the easiest plants to take care of are succulents and snake plants. Succulents and snake plants require very low water. They require succulents require a lot more sun. Snake plants don't. But as long as you give these babies a lot of sun, they do very well. And actually, what I like about these plants is that at night they emit a lot of oxygen, like extra oxygen, more than other plants do. So they're not only really easy to take care of, they do a lot more for you, and they're really pretty. So I'm going to show you guys some of my plants that I have. We're going to start with some of the complicated ones, okay? So this is Photos, one of my favorite ones. It's my leafy one, okay? She requires a lot of water, and I don't really know much about her. I probably shouldn't have shown you her because I didn't prepare nothing on her. This is my polka dot plant Splash. Okay, so this is a moody little bitch. So I talk about starter plants right now, right? The succulents and the snake plants and little stuff like that I'll mention more right now. This ones right here are dramatic as fuck. Okay? You don't take care of them, they will perish and fucking just fucking sit there and lay flat on the floor like such a big drama queen. You come back, you give them a little more water, and they just rise up like it's nothing. They're very forgiving. So if you're trying to teach yourself some more complicated plant stuff, like some more precise, this is a good plant to start with, because it will start bringing that consciousness into your brain that you need to put water in this bitch like every 2 days. You need to put a certain kind of water. You need to be in sun, but not direct sun, and light, but not direct light. And it will kind of start making your mind play around with those things in your head. You know, when it comes down to succulents, all you have to do is make sure that you put them outside for like at least half a day every day. I mean, if not, leave them outside for like a day or two. You know, I rotate my plants a lot. It makes you create a relationship with them. Now, these are the snake plants. These are my babies. So this was a gift from Pickle. When he first gave it to me, there was only like three, I believe, like 3 of them. And then this little baby right here. So when he took him out of the plants, because they were all bunched together, and we had to cut the roots and stuff, and he kept like the tallest ones. This was actually under dirt still, and now it's coming back out. And these are the ones that I say that are really easy to take care of. One mistake that I made with this specific pot right here is I didn't realize that the dirt on this plants and all plants has to be fluffy. I didn't know that. I was just packing my shit, and they're like, okay, you just packing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't know any better. This right here is my Catalea snake. I actually had a lot more issues with this one, I thought, when I first got him, because I got him just two together, right? And they were like my fancy plants, because they were like $24 something each. I bought them at a plant boutique, because that's how plants are in right now. I like this little bitch because it's really pretty, and they're usually erect like that. And during the day, they lower their plants and they open up because they do photosynthesis, and that's how they get all the sun. They're not to be in direct light. They're plants to be left alone. Just put them in a corner where the light from a window shines in the room, and they get some of that light, but not directly. They don't like that at all whatsoever. And they like to be humid all the time, from the top especially, and they like water, a lot of water. Preferably the kind of water that is like fancy filter. What is it called? Distilled water. So another thing about plants is that you have to know how to water them. Okay? So we're all about saving water. We talked about climate change the other day, and when we talked about climate change, we talked about how saving water is a huge thing on doing that. So what I do to water them without saving too much water, these are my succulents. These are some of my babies. This is agave. And these are just some of the little sticks right here, a little cactus. These are all gifts from my dad that I stole from his garden because he had like 1,000 of them. Like literally, I'm telling you, this man was all like, he was a plant. He was half plant, half animal. I don't know what he was. So this is how to water them so that nothing of it gets wasted. See, they have little holes at the bottom, and they just absorb the water from here. And this little thing, you know what I mean? Just put a couple of inches in it, leave it there for like 20 minutes, depending how big the plant is. And that way they only get as much as they actually just need. And you don't need to water all over the place. It's not really a good thing to water during the day because the sun makes the water just evaporate really bad. This is Fernie. And this is, I couldn't find his name. I was going to talk about her because she's one of my favorites. She makes like these little pink flowers during the day. I don't know. But I couldn't find her name. And this is some more of my babies right here. Oh, look at this beauty right here. Pickle made me this one. It's cute, huh? You put a little dirt on top of it, little white rocks. And this is some more succulents. I actually have these babies all in my house all the time, even this big red one. And I just take them out, like I said, you know, in the morning. Some of them like morning light better than other light. My succulents, I try to leave them in for as long as possible. And whenever I am at home, I keep them all in this little piece of furniture right here, and then most of them up there. And that's really it, you guys. Stay shining, stay vibrating high, stay loving each other, and have some fucking plants. That's really what life is all about. We're all stars, so let's shine like one. Bye.